So in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at some of the things I think this game has been doing a really great job at. We're going to be looking at some things that I think they maybe should implement or add to the game to enhance its gameplay, and we're going to be going over what I would like to see in the future. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, make sure you leave some comments down below, hinting if I've missed anything or adding anything to the conversation that you would personally like to see. So let's hop right into it. Now, Dauntless is a completely free game, which I really admire because it is just very high quality graphics, very high quality mechanics, a great system overall, and I really do like their implementation of the hunt pass. Again, I have completed all 50 tiers of it. It offers great rewards for free players, which I really admire. A lot of games really skimp out on the rewards for free players, and they also have very good rewards for people who are paying for that premium elite hunt pass. At the beginning of each season, you're going to get a standard set of transmogs. They look very great. I really like how this one looks in particular. You're also going to be unlocking in-game items such as Slayer cores, some dyes, also in-game currency, which I think is a really cool thing that they added. Also for the free players, you do get in-game currency as well, and you get a little bit more if you are paying for that premium hunt pass. You get transmogs for your weapons, which look fantastic. Everything in this game is really implemented really well. I really like the hunt pass that they're using in this game and all the mechanics that they're using to kind of help free-to-play players, as well as helping us elite hunt pass players benefit greatly from this entire thing. So I really recommend you guys pick up the elite one, but it is great that Dauntless is allowing free-to-play players to level up and get very nice rewards just from playing the games. So that is something that I really do appreciate Dauntless doing so far. Over the last season in Dauntless, when I first started playing and when the game first went live on consoles and in the Epic Play Store, the mechanics were kind of iffy. There were a lot of glitches that would happen every once in a while. Not all the time. The gameplay has always been terrific and completely playable for me, but there were a few little glitches, especially with dyes not permanently staying on your character or things kind of just being a little bit shaky in the gameplay. Again, very good mechanics and very good gameplay overall, but they did happen every once in a while. But over the last season, Dauntless has done a really great job at addressing those and giving back to the community, and I've not noticed any single flaw in the game ever since about halfway through the season. They fixed a lot of those gameplay issues, and everything has been flawless ever since then. So I really appreciate Dauntless's developers. They're doing a great job at taking care of the community and providing them with quality gameplay, quality mechanics, and quality aesthetics. So that is another thing that I've really noticed about this game and has really let it stand out to me and a lot of other players. So that is another thing to take note of, guys. This game is doing a very good job of taking care of its community and its players. And with this season, we've been given the daily death marks, which is a great daily challenge to just run around the map and collect daily kind of totems that they've laid out throughout the commons area of this game, and you can get experience towards your hunt pass, which is another great thing. You also get experience towards your hunt pass from playing the game and fighting and battling monsters throughout all of the lands, but for those that just want to get a little bit of extra stuff to further their experience in their hunt pass, you can get quite a bit just by doing the daily challenges if you do not have time to actually get indulged into a full, session of gameplay. They give you an option to just log in for a little bit, run around and collect those daily tasks, and also still progress in the hunt pass, which I think is a very unique and very positive aspect of this game. And I really thank the developers for implementing that, because it is a really cool feature and really nice to have for those days that you do not have enough time to actually indulge in full gameplay. Another really great thing I've noticed implemented in the last season has just been the physics. I do not know if they have changed any of the physics or anything in the engines or anything to do with that, but for some reason it just plays so much better. Like you can see in the background, the smoke off of that smokestack is just lag free. It's very smooth. The wind off in the background, all of the leaves, everything is just very smooth. They've really just perfected it, and it looks really great, especially when you're running around. There's no stuttering, there's no lag, which I did notice a little bit at the beginning of the season. It could have just been my computer getting used to the game, new files loaded for the first time. It could have been a little bit shaky, but I do not experience that anymore, and I have reinstalled the game lately, and I did not notice anything being stuttery or laggy on my first time playing after I installed the game. So that leads me to believe they did do some back-end maintenance. They did fix something up or tie it up, get it just perfected. If not, could just be a placebo effect, but I do just overall really appreciate the physics in this game and the mechanics. Everything is just so hyper smooth now, and the graphics are just so crystal clear and beautiful. I love the colors and the artwork they used in this game. So again, props to the developers for that. So I'd highly recommend each and every one of you check out Dauntless, because the game is just, I'm having a blast with it. The gameplay itself is amazing. There's tons and tons of gear you can collect. That is another great part of this game. Just so much gear you can customize and make it so you really can create your own play style, and you are not locked into one specific category of gameplay once you've chosen it. You can change your weapons and your armor and create custom classes and custom gear sets at all times, which is very cool for an MMO because there's just a ton of people playing this, and if everybody's locked into 4 or 5 different categories of weapon or categories of gear, the gameplay can become really stale. But in Dauntless, you can choose from just thousands and thousands of possibilities, probably even millions of possibilities that you can put together to create your very own unique playstyle and your very own unique gear sets. So props to the developers and props to Dauntless for doing that. It makes for a very, very fun experience and very unique at that. I'm also a really big fan at their menu screen. It's very smooth. It's very great on just the aesthetic side as well. You got a map where you can go in, you can choose your pursuits, or you can also choose patrols where you're able to get tons and tons of loot. You have a quest log where you can do your hunt pass challenges as well as see your quests. I love the layout of that. Your hunt pass is right here. You got the store, very, very cool. We got a mastery where you can also see all of your weapons and their mastery, and you can also see all of the behemoths, which is very, very cool. You also have your loadout screen, which I think is one of the best that I've seen in a very, very long time in an MMO. On the right side, you have your perk summary, which is where you can see what all of your perks added together give you, which is very, very nice. And on the left side top, you have your weapon. You can go in and customize these at any time, which is very nice. And you can also go in and change your gear sets at any time to whatever you would like, and it's very cool. And like I said before, you have so much to choose from, and you do not have to stick to one set. I really like the Hellplate stuff. That's why I have 3 pieces of Hellplate gear, but you can see I have Volcanic Treads, and if I wanted to, I could always switch out one piece of gear and make a completely new setup, completely new playstyle, and also counter different behemoths and different behemoth abilities, which is very, very nice. And on this bottom right side, we also have our craftables, which is very cool. You can choose from a very large variety of them that change a large portion of your gameplay. They are very aesthetically pleasing in the gameplay as well. They all have great animations, which I think is just a really cool part to this game. So that's the loadout, and I really appreciate the work that they've put into that. You have the personality screen as well. Just so much customization in this game to make every aspect of it your own. And you also have a very helpful move list tab, which just gives you a basic rundown if you're a new player and you really want to get indulged into bettering your gameplay and so on. I'd recommend hopping in here and just kind of memorizing this stuff because it's all very, very helpful. And so overall, Dauntless has been doing a very good job at supporting the community, and the community's been really appreciating the developers. I've noticed there's been a lot of positive feedback. This game is on a lot of different platforms, which is a very key part to it as well, and it is cross-play, which is probably one of my favorite parts of all modern games. Is just crossplay is changing the gaming space, and it is very, very positive for the gaming world, and I really appreciate it, and I know a lot of players do as well. If you have not played Dauntless yet, I highly recommend you at least try it out, because there is at least many hours that you could just enjoy exploring and experiencing a lot of different things for the first time. As you can see, I have reached level 27 in the last season, so it is not a very, very grind heavy game, but it is also not very easy, which is what I like. It's very moderate, where you have to put in a little bit of time, but you're not grinding out for so long it becomes boring, and there is also a lot of rewards. Again, a lot of customization, whether that be aesthetic or actually mechanical customization. So I think that is a very, very big plus to this game. It is just overall a really great game. I would give it a 10 out of 10, really. It's one of the best games that I've seen released in at least the last couple of years. I would compare it to, something as big as Fortnite. It doesn't have as many players, but I think this game deserves as many players as Fortnite. And I think, if as many people tried it out, as many people would really like it. So again, I highly recommend you checking out Dauntless, especially for free-to-play players and for people willing to give a little bit back to the developers for such a great game. They do a really good job at balancing the rewards for free-to-play and paying players, and I really think there is no bias from the developers. They really like their free-to-play players, and of course they really like their paying players. So I think it's a great community, and Dauntless has been doing a very good job at regulating their content and making sure they are trying their best to perfect their game and push out everything that they would really like to play themselves. There is one thing though that I think this game would really benefit from, and that is a community kind of store where you can sell items that you have gotten within Dauntless and other players can buy them and kind of create a player-based economy. I really love games that have player-based economies because it allows people who are grinding out and collecting more than they need to actually benefit from that and not just hold on to all their resources and just let them sit in their bank or their backpack or whatever you would like to call their storage. And it would really help out players that are just grinding and grinding to try and get that one item to craft their gear that just out of bad luck are not being able to collect after grinding, so they could just go to that player-driven store and purchase that item for an in-game currency and be allowed to craft that piece of gear that they have rightfully been, grinding so hard to get but not being able to collect. It just makes the whole experience that much better. So that is my one tip for Dauntless, is to just implement a player-driven economy store just to allow things to be more efficient and allow people to profit off of things that they do not need in their inventory, and also allow people to purchase things that they need in their inventory that they were just unfortunately not lucky enough to get off of a chance drop. I thank every single one of you for checking out this video. If you did like it, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more gaming content in the future, make sure to hit that subscription and hit that bell notification. If I did miss something that you think Dauntless should implement into the game, make sure and drop that down in the comment section. If you have any requests for content, drop that in the comment section as well. I'll try to get back to as many people as I possibly can, and until next time, take care.